This week on Simulcast 256, everybody's falling apart and we have no idea what's going on. But we're back recording a show, so there's that. I am here. I have three people with me, and you probably recognize some of them. Patrick Vergadamo. What's going on, Patrick?
Not much. It's been crazy.
That's it? Not much.
Not much. Just crazy week.
Man.
It's
And then we
been
also
crazy.
have Donnie Benfield, who is currently on drugs and not showing himself on camera.
Yeah, I'm laid up in the bed with a back injury. I hate back problems, but
We got in
yeah.
Colorado.
muscle relaxered up.
There you go. And then finally, we have Mr. Ceiling Fan Hanger himself, Brian Feldhouse.
What's going on, guys? It's been a while.
It has.
What's it been, like a month or so?
A month,
Ooh, I
Longer?
think.
like 6 months,
Oh, okay.
and I wasn't even on the last show, so it's been like a year for me.
Glad to be back.
If everyone knew how difficult it is for us to actually get this show together, they would understand.
That's right. We're like coordinating a bunch of busy people, and it just doesn't work out a lot. So we're sorry.
If they want to start paying us a salary to do this, we'll figure out a time to do it quicker.
And hopefully life will start cooperating too, because it tends to get in the way.
Yep.
Gotcha. All right. Well, we got a bunch to talk about, even though we don't have any show notes. We're going full Bill O'Reilly tonight. We're just going to do it live. But we have, well, hold on. I have the world's worst phone right here.
It's horrible.
It's
horrible.
the worst because the
What is that
reviewer
garbage?
said so. And
But Patrick has the worst headphones, though.
yeah, Donnie, you have both of the worst phones.
I do. I have and a couple tablets.
So,
You name it.
I'm holding the for if you're listening to this on audio, I'm holding the Pixel 2 XL Panda. And it's not the worst phone ever. It's not. It's a great phone. And I don't know about you guys, but I in the month that I waited to get my phone, I read all the reviews and I read all the comments on social media, and I was completely bummed out to get this phone because I was expecting to get the biggest pile of junk ever. You know, it's got blue shift when you tilt it. I can't even remember all the stuff. There was
the
like
screen burn in
Oh yeah, screen burn in. I mean, I was expecting this big pile of
Grain.
stuff.
on the grain on the screen.
And when I got the phone, I looked at it and I'm like, oh, that's got a little blue tinge to it. Then I looked at my coworker's S8, had the same amount. Used the phone for like a day or two, and I didn't notice any of the stuff, and I really enjoyed using it. It's nice and fast. And I really didn't care what any of those stupid idiots on the internet said, present company excluded.
Yeah, please, Bill. Thank you.
And then I got really frustrated that I even wasted my time worrying about stuff. Is it the best screen ever? No. Is it a really good screen? Yes. And Donnie, tell me this, because we had this discussion. Everybody complained about the colors being too muted. And I went for about a month without using a kind of a Samsung saturated screen. How long did you go, Donnie? For quite a while, right?
You're talking about not using anything Samsung-wise or from the Pixel
Just
XL?
using that kind of the Pixel with as the screen is delivered without saturated mode or any of that stuff.
Oh, I left it like it did come out of the box, and I was completely fine with it.
Okay.
Still am.
So I did too. And Patrick, I know you had gotten the update where they added in the saturated mode.
Yes.
Do you still have it on that?
I'm actually looking to see if I had it on it or not right now, because it shows you how little I change it. I don't think I do. Let's see. No, I have it on natural.
See,
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah.
It looks real.
Yeah.
Not fake.
So Google came up with this just because of the bloggers and tech reviewers and YouTubers and all that stuff, I guess.
Yes, when you turn it
Right.
on saturated mode, which we have saturated, I don't know if Patrick has the same thing as Bill and I have, but we're on 8.1. But they've added the saturated mode now, and when you turn it on, it's so hardcore. It really does feel like a Samsung phone. And if you look at a picture of yourself, you actually look orange to red colors. It's out of the frame, looks ugly. I'm on. They have
Hmm.
natural, boosted, and saturated now.
Yeah,
And
it's on
yeah.
8.0.
Is it?
It is. Because I'm still on 8.0, and the November patch brought it to OTA.
Okay, so you have those three options.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. What are you on natural, not boosted?
Yeah, I'm on natural.
What are you on, Bill?
I'm on natural. I tried boosted for like not even a day, and it's just I don't want to say it's unnatural, but it's kind of unnatural. Like after you use it in the kind of the normal mode, after a while, I mean, yeah, the colors pop, but then you start to see that the colors just don't look true to life.
See, it's less of an issue for me because I feel like Apple has tried to do this all along. They've tried to give us the most natural colors, and I used the iPhone for so long that it feels normal for me to see a screen like that.
Yeah, and Brian, you're using, I don't remember which iPhone you're using. You're using like a 7 Plus or something.
No, I have the 6S Plus still.
Okay.
I'm way behind. I'm 2 years behind, man.
Did they have the true, what are the buzzwords
Tone?
for that? The True Tone?
No.
They did not have it in this one. They came out with that, I believe, in the 7 Plus, the True Tone.
Yes,
Which
because it
I'm
came
not.
out
I'm not
with the
crazy
iPad
about that
Pro.
anyway. But I mean, it's okay.
Yeah, because I think wasn't it the iPad Pro, the 9.7
Yes, the
was the
9.7.
first?
Yep.
Nice.
Well, I
Right.
But
agree
I'm
with you,
okay with
Bill.
that. I'm okay with that stuff too. The natural colors is fine. You know.
I mean, yeah, it pops a lot more when you put the saturated mode on, but I almost wish there was a slider because I could go for just a little bit more, but
Not full.
Google's like, oh, you want saturated colors? I'll show
What
you
about-
saturated colors. It up and it's like,
They got you drinking from the fire hose.
What about
Yeah.
naturally boosted? It's like in between natural and boosted.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, but the amount of people who are complaining about this phone
It's insane.
and forgetting all the amazing stuff that it does, like the camera is incredible. Just even the front facing camera. Some
Yeah.
of the shots that I've gotten out of this thing, especially with my kids or my dog begging for pizza, like amazing.
It's the best camera I've ever used on a smartphone, hands down. And I have the iPhone 10 in my possession. I'm telling you, it's better.
You mean the iPhone X?
No, it's the 10. I don't call it X. it's like saying OS X. I can't do it. The OS 10.
I do it just to be annoying. I'm probably pretty good at being annoying anyway.
Bill, just tell them you have the missing iPhone 9.
Have you guys
Yeah,
actually
along with
seen
my-
any iPhone 10s in the wild yet?
I
Yes.
have. My uncle carries one
I mean-
every day.
We have a couple
Oh,
people at
wow,
work that have
nice.
them.
They do? Okay. One girl at work just got it, and she hasn't even set it up yet. I don't know. But
Sounds
Back
like
to what-
how long
Go
did
ahead.
you have an iPhone 10? Like 2 weeks?
I got it actually on launch day, not November 3rd, the first day it was out. I didn't even open it for like a week. Stayed in the box. And then I finally decided, well, I think between Donnie and some other people, they're like, what are you doing? Are you crazy?
Bill told me that. Bill made me do that because I wasn't going to open my black Pixel, and he's like, "You might as well open it. You bought it." So it's like,
Exactly.
Good point, Bill. I'll go ahead and
So-
open it.
I did all that, restored it, got everything set up. And then I returned it like within 24 hours, basically the next day.
Not enough
That's like-
time.
Yeah, it was enough. It was enough.
I disagree.
I
Well,
just
I mean,
But we can agree to disagree.
I just
well,
think that iFixit the battery life studies where the 8 Plus like trounces the 10, even though the 10 has 2 batteries. But then my favorite is the worst phone ever has the best battery life in that test.
It does. It has a really good battery. I would like to chime in on what Bill said about the for anybody who hasn't watched or heard what I've said about the Pixel. The the color shift is real. It's not. I mean, the internet didn't make it up. They just blew it out of proportion completely because you tilt the phone, no doubt it looks blue in any direction. With that being said, like Bill said, what I think the S8 you said had the same thing. The iPhone 10 has color shift also. So it's not. I don't know why the internet tries to make Google's products seem like they are the devil and the worst product ever. I guess because they're not Apple, but it seems like they blew it way out of proportion. I mean, the burn-in I haven't had. Patrick, I know, has the burn-in, but they said the screen was grainy. I still haven't noticed the grain.
Put it this way, I put it to the universe picks for the moon phases. The black on this phone is the blackest black I've ever seen on a screen on a phone. I mean, we're talking like, because the OLED, I mean, it looks like those TVs you see from Samsung with the QLED and the super OLEDs from LG. I mean, LG knows how to make OLEDs.
With that being said, I'd still prefer a Samsung display. That's just me, though.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as all the stuff that was really just blown out of proportion,
big time.
I learned a whole lot from that because I was so bummed out to get, because getting the Panda, I had to wait a long time. I actually did get a black one. I ordered it because
I think me and Bill both did. Yeah, I got a black. We couldn't wait. It's like it's killing me.
Well, I used a Pixel 2. I ordered it on launch day also, and actually, that's a really good phone.
The same specs, basically, right?
Yeah, just a screen.
Same internals and everything, right?
Same internals, different screen.
Right.
If you like bezels.
Screen.
But it was really actually a good phone, and I could have used that. It was nice and snappy. It was very pocketable, very easy to hold. Battery life was good. There's really, the only reason I wanted the XL was for the bigger screen. And
but if that was like a bezel-less phone, that would have been nice. That size.
It would be tiny.
That would have been perfect, I think.
It would be super tiny if it was bezel-less.
Yeah, but I will say though, this XL.
No, I'm talking about keeping that same size frame-wise.
Yeah.
Oh, and just expanding the screen.
Yeah, expanding the screen into that form factor.
Yeah, it would be a great phone to.
That would be perfect for you.
I would have that one.
Yeah. Exactly.
Although I gotta say, I do love the XL. The battery life. That thing is ridiculously good battery life.
Yeah, it's really good.
They should have put wireless charging in it though, but I guess they couldn't.
Wireless charging is nice. It's a convenience, but it charges really slow sometimes. And I mean, it's great at nighttime. I've been using the iPhone 10 and just setting it over there on a Samsung charger, blasphemy. But it's great. But if you're like wanting to get quick battery fast, it's not. It's a pain.
I will say this: I would rather have wireless charging in a tablet than I would in my phone, because your tablet, when you're not using it, it's usually sitting off to the side. To have it always charged, especially when you're using it, you're usually streaming media and stuff. So it's more important to have a full battery.
I wonder if this does the Tab S3 have wireless charging? I've never even checked that.
I don't know, does it?
I'm gonna check it now. I've got it right here. Sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Patrick.
Oh no, but I was gonna say, because using it, usually I'm using my tablet, like if I'm casting on Chromecast, streaming stuff like that, or just using it as a second screen to kind of consume media and doing stuff. That's not usually like, whereas my phone, usually it's in my pocket or I'm carrying it around, but especially with this XL, I find I don't ever have to charge it during the day. So wireless charging would be pointless for me. And at night, I'm going to plug it in. And I think the wireless charging was really helpful back when we still had micro USB, just because you had to make sure you plugged it in right. It was so easy to break those damn little brittle plugs. Whereas USB-C is much more, the plug can survive being driven over by a rolling chair. I've actually done it, bent it back out, and it worked fine. But the fact that you don't have to worry which way it's being plugged in, and with the speed charging, I mean, I just don't really have a necessity for wireless charging on my phone anymore. But it would be nice sometimes, like with my iPad Pro, to know that I'm just sitting it down when I'm not using it. It's charging. It's not plugged in, so I can quickly grab it in between not using it. And so
It is kind of odd setting this big tablet on a wireless charger, though. It
Yeah,
doesn't work.
But I mean, you can get charging pads that are made for the tablet. So
Oh, can you? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
yeah, they have the bigger bases, and I mean, I've seen people take like IKEA furniture and stuff. You hollow out underneath, you put it underneath, and you won't even see the charger.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's amazing what you can see on YouTube.
Well, I like my Pixel 2, guys. I say it's a winner.
I love it. I've had to play around with the sensitivity settings for the squeeze, just because sometimes when you're grabbing it, it just automatically goes off, and you're like, "No, I don't want you right now."
Yeah, it feels real when you squeeze it too. It actually feels like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. The haptic is really good in the squeeze.
Yes.
That's a good show title.
That's funny.
What do you use the squeeze, Bill?
Yes. I mean, at first I thought it was kind of gimmicky, but it's not.
It's not.
I mean, it is, but no, not really.
Who loves the music recognition feature? I love it. It's my favorite.
I haven't used it as much, but yeah, I can see where that is really helpful, especially if you get something stuck in your head, like you're hearing something, you're like, okay, I got to know what this is.
Just a simple fact. I like to name that. I like name artist, name song. I'm just that dude that, I like to know who sings it and when. I even try to get years. So for me, it's awesome. I'm always looking over there like, who am I right on who sings this? And I have found out that there's some artists in there, but sometimes I feel like there's more not than there are. Shocking, but I'm sure they're going to be adding more as time goes. Yep. It'll pick up songs in a commercial, like you're sitting there watching TV and you're looking over there and you're like, "What in the world?" It's like it picked up the song from the commercial. But y'all be careful because it's listening to you all the time.
Yep.
So, have you guys played with your Google Home Mini yet?
I don't have mine.
You haven't got yours yet?
I haven't even gotten the email.
You have it? Oh, that's a bummer. You got your $410 refund though, right?
Yeah, I'll take that over the Google Home Mini. I don't know what the deal is. I kept thinking that they were waiting for me to get past the return period because my return period was the 28th, and I was thinking that after the 28th happened, that's when they would start, shooting out my money on my Google Home. But I still haven't gotten the password, or not the password, the email.
Huh. Put this way, I got mine. I ordered it, and I had it within 3 days.
I might do a giveaway and a YouTube video with mine.
I gave mine to my brother-in-law.
Yeah, I just don't need it. We're Alexa here, so.
Well, I already had one because I didn't want to wait, so I bought a charcoal one because originally they were saying you're only going to get the chalk one. But I got the code in, used it, and it lets you pick any of the 3 colors. So my brother-in-law, I got the Costco deal for the 2 Google Homes, and so I gave him one, and he's been kind of making fun because everybody else in his family has iOS, and so he showed him, well, can your phone do this? And doing stuff with Google Home, like streaming the music and everything. And so I gave him the Mini, and it got a charcoal. So I ordered it, and within 3 days, by the 3rd day, it was at their house.
Nice. That's better than our Pixels.
I will say this though, I really wish they would have kept the top feature, because it'd be nice, like if you set an alarm, just to be able to tap the top of it versus screaming at your thing to shut up to turn off the alarm. But I mean, it works well. I've actually used it more because I put the Mini in my bedroom, and I have the Home in my living room, and so I use it, like ask what the weather's going to be for the next day, so I know like what shoes I'm going to wear. If I'm not going to wear my nice dress shoes if it's going to be raining, things of that sort. Can tell it to set alarms, remind me about things. Love the fact if I'm streaming something on my Chromecast, I can tell it to pause or resume play. And then working with my Nest, it's easy to just change the temperature, especially now it's getting colder. Turn up the temp without getting out of bed.
See, you haven't explained to me anything that I would really use over having an Echo.
Well, I mean, I think because you're already in that ecosystem.
Right.
But I will say the Home works much better if you're a Google Play Music person,
Right, and I can see that. We just my kids use the music feature most, and I mean, we get the limited Amazon Prime option. We don't pay for it, but
yeah.
for the most part, just listening to casual music around the house, it's completely fine for that.
Well, I will say this: if you're already on Alexa on using Amazon stuff, those work really well. I hadn't already committed to one, and I mean, obviously, like with the Nest and stuff, you can use either. And I will say one thing that looks nice that's coming out. I had originally pre-ordered it, but then when I decided to go home, I got rid of the pre-order. That what is it? The Spot, I think, is the one that's going to be the little alarm clock type Alexa geared device that's coming out later this month, or next month, I should say, in December. It looks like it's supposed to be like a little alarm clock with a video display on it, and that it'll show you like the temperature and everything, and it's Alexa.
Yeah, they're making these things right and left. What's crazy to me is I don't really need that many because I have a Fire TV in every room, and the Fire TV remote is Alexa.
Yeah.
So I have an Echo. I have 3 Echoes, and then in every room I have a Fire TV. So a lot of times I just pick the remote up and just talk to the remote.
I will say this: the Fire TV, your phone also makes a great remote for those too.
Yeah, there you go. Cool technology, definitely, no doubt. We say Alexa a lot more in our house every day, especially since we add more smart home things. I got a Wemo dimmer now, which I love. And then now Hulu's actually added support for Alexa, but just being able to have the Logitech remote and tell her turn on a channel or turn on the Fire TV and play this or pause it while you're eating dinner or something like that, it's great.
I will say this: for as much as I loved my Fire Sticks, the one thing I will kind of fault Google with the Pixel, I wish they would turn around and stop doing what they did with the 6P and the 5X of when they got rid of Miracast support and just made you use Cast with Chromecast, because like my Samsung TVs, my Fire Stick with the beta thing for screen sharing and stuff like that, I want my device to be able to do what most other devices do. That's one thing I will give Samsung with their phones. They've kept that support, which is natively supported in Android, but for some reason Google has decided to take it out of their own damn phones. And Bill and I had actually talked about this with the Chromecast Plus, because of that, and the fact you have to use a Chromecast, that the Chromebooks, if they would have the Miracast support, would be perfect for a teacher, because you could get something like that Screen Beam Mini that's a little $25 to $50 device, depending on when you catch it on sale. You don't need Wi-Fi in your classroom to be able to wirelessly display your a Chromebook up onto a projector. And so you don't have that functionality. Even though we've been promised over the years, well, you don't need Wi-Fi to use Chromecast. Yes, you do. And I mean, it's that is a gimping of the phone. I think that it's a disservice Google has done to its customers.
So I got my Google Home Mini. When did I get it? A couple weeks ago, a week and a half ago. I've got it out in the garage. And I got the chalk one. Chalk's the dark one, right?
No, that's the charcoal.
Okay, charcoal. I got the charcoal one because I figured it was going to get dusty and dirty. I use it for switching lights. I have it to control my stereo out there. It controls all my music. I can control the Nest in the house. I can control the lighting outside. I've got all kinds of stuff set up on it, and it's really handy because if I'm going to walk out there in the middle of the night or, late at night, I can actually already have the lights on, and I don't necessarily need that, out in the garage because I can tell my phone or anything else. But most of the time, if I'm working in the garage, I don't want to have my phone on me. So my phone's laying over somewhere on the workbench. And actually, I was putting some lights up in the attic part, the loft in the garage, and I needed to turn the lights off so that I could hook up another circuit without getting shocked. And I actually just yelled down to the Google Mini and had it switch the lights off. And then when I was done, I turned them back on, and I didn't have to climb up and down the ladder. It was pretty cool.
I bet you that with like the Wemo plugs and things like that would be good too for like not high voltage appliances, but things you might want to turn off and on.
Yeah. So I've got actually an old home theater receiver out there that I'm using for a stereo, and it's plugged into one of the smart plugs. So I can just tell the Google to turn on the stereo, and it turns the switch on, and that's already set. The receiver, as long as you leave it on, when it powers off and then powers back on, it comes back on.
Mm-hmm.
So that works just fine.
And it's not like we know you got good Wi-Fi in your garage.
I do. I have, thanks to a good buddy of mine, I now have another Google Wi-Fi mini thing out there. It's mounted about 10, 11 feet up in the air. So I have pretty much my whole yard covered now.
Basically, all you need is one out in the girls' little clubhouse, and you'd have everything literally covered.
Yeah. Well, the playhouse is like right behind there, so they're covered too.
Is the playhouse ever going to come down, Bill?
Probably not.
No. I didn't know if your girls getting older would stop using it.
I mean, we store stuff in there too. It's kind of like our pool house.
Oh, nice.
That's where he keeps the cabana boy.
Yeah.
That'd be a nice nap room. You get my age, you could just go out there.
So if you could get Bill's password, the whole neighborhood can have Google Wi-Fi internet.
Yeah, and the nice thing is that's all hardwired, so I get full speed for wherever I am.
That's a lot of wire.
Oh man, speaking of full speed,
yeah, Mr. Uverse.
fiber optic.
Welcome to the 21st century, Brian.
I mean, 900 something up and down. I'm like loving it.
You had to be directly connected when you got those speeds.
I still get them.
You get 900 on Wi-Fi?
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've never seen that on Wi-Fi.
No, Wi-Fi I only get up like 400. I mean, on the iPhone, I'm lucky if I get 400 on that on Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I mean, I
steadily
steadily will get on Wi-Fi most devices. I'll get anywhere from 250 to 400.
Yep.
On a regular basis. So I'm slumming here.
But it's definitely nice. I'll tell you that. So far,
it's fast,
anyway.
But it's like I told you the other day. There can still be servers that are slow, so your fast connection doesn't work fast.
Yeah,
I never realized that until I had a fast connection, and I was like, "Wow, this wasn't necessarily me. This was them."
I changed my DNS servers because I was having that problem, and then I went to Google's, and now it's fast.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely have to change the DNS servers for sure.
I don't check speeds anymore. I just want everything to play, and when I click it, I want it high quality. And that happens in my house, so I have no need to check it anymore. It just works. So
only time you check it is when it doesn't work.
Right. I was telling Todd that the other day. I was over his house, and he checks towers and this tower, and he's checking his speeds. I'm like, dude, what are you checking your speeds for? I was like, my phone just works. Like, I don't need to speed check my phone all the time and see what tower I'm on. He wants to know what tower he's on at all the time. Hey, Todd.
Yeah. I don't worry about that anymore either.
I don't either. I don't have time to stress about that.
So you guys were talking about, I've got the Pixel Buds as well. Currently, they're inoperable because I can't charge them because I accidentally washed the case. And so public service announcement, washing your Pixel case will completely kill it. Because I've let it dry. I actually tweeted them the Google store to see if you can buy like a replacement case. Never got an answer, so basically I've retweeted. I'm assuming by the resounding silence that's no, but I'm gonna hold on to the buds I've got because I figure at some point you will be able to buy, or some third party will make like a case that'll charge them. But I went ahead and ordered another case. Another pair. So I'll have an extra pair of buds that if the case ever eventually starts working again, they'll be good. Or at least I have a backup pair of working buds that if something happened to the new buds, I'd eventually still have a working set.
So listen to this, people. I know this is on the internet, but the internet said these headphones are so bad, and Patrick actually ordered another pair of these headphones.
Yes. I mean,
that's amazing.
I actually find them comfortable. The sound was really good. For being like the initial thing, I actually found myself playing a lot with the Google Translate stuff where I could basically say stuff, and then it literally, because I know at least a few phrases in other languages, it will literally, you speak to it and it plays in English in your ear pretty quickly. One thing I will say, and I kind of think it will be the next step they have to do with this, I don't like the idea that you have to hand the person your phone to talk. So if Google, I think what they're going to have to do is work it out so you both have an app on your phone and your phone talks to their phone. And then your phone can also then relay back to your headphones so that you can have a seamless conversation without handing someone your phone or tapping buttons on a phone. But I mean, it works really well. I've tried it in several languages. And at first I was like, oh crap, it's not going to let you curse. There's actually a setting to turn that on. So you can learn how to curse in a foreign language. But I mean, it works really well. Like you hit the button, you tap the thing on your earbud, say, okay, Google, I want to learn how to, I need help speaking whatever language. It'll open up, translate to the dialogue mode.
Sorry, I don't understand.
That's the home. But basically, as you're talking, it shows in English what you're saying so that you can make sure it understood you correctly. And it also shows it in text to them, but it also then says it over the speaker on your Pixel in their language, what you just said. And then when they touch the button, speak in their language, it does it in the reverse and plays it in English into your ear in your earbud. So, I mean, it works well. Is it perfect? No, we're still a long way to go from like universal translators, but it would be helpful. Like if you want to try to at least make an effort to speak in the other person's language, if you're like a tourist somewhere. And I've actually got a friend of mine. He's an attorney. He was a year ahead of me in law school. He does immigration stuff. I'm hoping my new ones will come in within about a week. He wants to check them out because it'd be cool for like with a client. If you don't speak their language, you can at least have a conversation with them if you're going to defend them.
No, you don't need to actually talk to him.
But I mean, the possibilities are endless. And I actually joked with somebody. I said, if they ever do the dialogue mode where your phones get into a dialogue mode to help you talk with somebody, Google could even call it like Google Log or something like that. But I mean, they work well. So I've been happy with all mine, even with the fact that the case doesn't work right now to charge them. I'm still happy with them, like you said, Donnie. I ordered a new pair because I really liked them.
I think some of these things you just have to really try for yourself. I mean, I've heard a lot of negative things about those Pixel Buds, but they look pretty cool, you know.
And I mean,
have you heard anything besides a negative from anyone besides Patrick? I haven't. Everything I've heard about those headphones has been they suck.
See, when I first, when I was waiting on mine, I've watched several YouTube videos of people who got theirs pretty quick, and most of them liked it. I mean, they talked about a couple of things that they didn't maybe thought would have been better, but almost all the reviews I happened to watch, they liked it. So I kind of wonder, the people who are saying that such terrible things, I wonder how many of them actually use them that aren't reviewers that may have ulterior motives.
Yeah, reviewers spend a whole 5 minutes with them, and they're like, "Oh, these suck," and then they throw them over and they write a post about how they suck.
I read one where he's talking about, "Oh, it doesn't work with my Samsung phone." Well, no shit, Sherlock. It's not going to do all the fancy translation stuff with the old Samsung phone. I think they had an S8. I'm like, you kind of need a Pixel, and they say that. They've said it from the day one. For all the features early on, you're going to need the newer Pixel.
Go buy yourself some Samsung headphones.
I think that was one of the comments.
They make some.
Yeah. And it's like, they're not truly wireless. Well, are they plugged to your device? No. Well, they're wireless. So are most Bluetooth sport buds. Most of them have a cord between them. That way you can pull one out of your ear and have it hang instead of having to fall somewhere and have to find it. I mean, at first I was worried because, like, I know when Bill, you had read the things, you're like, oh, the hard thing, it's going to be more like the Apple ones. But the part that goes in your ear, it rubberized, and it feels comfortable.
I've yet to try the Apple Air Bud, Pod, whatever the things are, or the Google headphones. But I'd like to try both of them. But I can't pull my money out to buy either for some reason. My Beats work just fine.
Hey, use what works till it doesn't.
It's lighter on my wallet also.
Especially while you're still finishing building a house, right?
Someday.
All right. So
I'll say, did anybody buy anything else from that the new Google stuff?
let's say I had Pixel 2, I had the black Pixel 2 XL, and I had the Panda Pixel 2 XL, and I got the Google Home Mini. That was all they sold, right?
Well, no, because they had that Pixel book that's like way too expensive.
Hell no.
Oh yeah, I was getting close. I was getting close to trying that, and MKBHD talked me out of it. He really did. I watched his video, and that was it. I was like, yeah, I'm not even going to try it. I'm a tablet guy. I don't think a Chromebook fits my life.
I think one that worked well would work well for me, but because I like the idea of a laptop with a full desktop browser, like when I want to carry something around that's light. And I actually like the Chromebook Plus, although I don't have it in my possession right now because I had to let my mom use it because her Pixel C died. And apparently there is no support page on the Google Store page.
So what's up with Google and tablets? Are they done? Do you guys think they're done? I think somebody told me that the other day. Maybe it was Bill. But are they completely finished with tablets?
We don't know. I think they're kind of looking to go maybe Chromebook tablet kind of thing, which I think would be actually better.
I'd like to see them work with Asus and use like the Transformer line, make a Chromebook that can go into tablet mode, a true tablet mode, not flip over and be bulky as all hell.
Yep.
And actually have Android apps that run.
Oh, or maybe actually get Microsoft to fully support Office like they said they would too. Because that's a big hang up right now with Chromebooks. Because, oh yeah, you can run Android apps, but we specifically do not let you use the Office apps. Which if you work in the real world, Google Docs is great for informal stuff, but not in the professional world.
Yeah, I'm not professional.
Yep. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, the Pixel Book looks nice, but for the money, I just can't see spending that kind of coin for basically a Chromebook. I mean, nothing wrong with Chromebooks, but man, that's all cash.
If you could easily dual boot that thing with Windows, because I mean, the specs of the laptop itself are great. It might be worth it at that point, but
what if it printed its own money and made an island and flew you there?
The one with the bigger GBs?
Yes. And it is white, so I think it needs to come in at around $600. I think at $600 I'm a buyer. I think 1,000 is too much.
For a Chromebook, yes. I mean, like I said, if it would dual boot to like Windows or something, maybe. I mean, at that point I think it would be worth it. But there's not enough support yet for stuff within Chrome OS to justify it. Even with Android app support that supposedly is no longer in beta.
Yeah.
So you guys are letting me down on a new Pixel C. I hear you.
I just like to get mine working. But apparently, literally, when you try to look up the Pixel C, there is Nexus devices and Pixel phone. There is no actual support page to even contact or look up questions about a Pixel C.
They're out of stock right now too, so yeah. It's an old device.
Which is, mine's not even 2 years old.
That's pretty frustrating. Gotta be.
Well, and apparently the issue I'm having with mine is a known issue that people have, before they went out of stock, had actually been able to get the store to replace even outside of warranty. Basically what happens is it no longer responds to touches. Everything works. It boots up, but when you tap the screen, nothing responds to your touch. People have actually hooked up mice and stuff, and they can control stuff. So it's something with the touch, the digitizer.
I don't know what to tell you there.
Apparently, it's been nicknamed touch disease.
I feel like Bill's asleep.
You feel like I'm
You
asleep?
look, you look
I'm
yeah,
not
I feel
laying
like you're.
down.
I feel like you're on the muscle relaxer over there. Zoned
I
in.
wish.
Or actually, maybe you're watching car videos.
No, it's because
Maybe
Bill
that's
is
what it is.
always chill.
I'm listening intently. No, I still like my Pixel C. I still use it pretty much every day for some videos or whatever.
My mom keeps asking me, "Can I have my Pixel C back?" I'm like, it still doesn't work. She's like, She goes, "I like the Chromebook Plus, but I want my Pixel C." I'm like, "But sorry, it don't work."
I don't know how you got your.
I don't
mom
know.
to use a Pixel
I
C.
think Google's
She
got to
actually
get that
loves it.
hardware thing together, though. You know,
Oh,
That's-
yeah,
they've got issues.
let
they
me
don't know which-
just. All right, I'll wake up for a second and let me rant for just a second.
Wait, Bill's back.
Bill's going to tell you what grinds his gears.
Now you want to listen. Skip to this point and
No, so all right, so here's a couple problems. If you want to complain about something with Google, here's a couple things to complain about. Their
Real
hardware
life.
trade-in program.
only for you though, Bill, because mine was solid as a rock.
Not just
Except for
mine.
the package
Oh.
they sent it in.
Have you read the Twitter page for the store? There's been some people who have sent functional phones and have been told, "Oh, sorry, we're only going to give you $10 for it."
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
No
Oh, man.
way.
uh,
I would have never sent my phone in there if I would have known that. I'm glad I didn't know that.
They've got
Oh
some
my
third-party
gosh.
company that does these evaluations, and there's like, it's just a big black hole, and there's
Oh
just
my gosh.
mine has been there. They received it according to them on November 9th. I sent it on the 4th, so they've had it for 3 weeks, and they can't tell me when I'm going to get a refund. But the person I finally got in touch with yesterday says I'm only going to get $300, even though I'm supposed to get $400. But she can't tell me why. And I'm supposed to get an email from level 3 trade-in support in 24 to 48 hours explaining what's going on and why it's taking so long. I have been on the phone with them, with Google, probably 5 hours in the last 2 weeks trying to get this resolved. It's supposed to
Wow.
be 3 days. 3 days from the time they receive it, they'll evaluate it and give you your money. So they're holding it hostage, basically. And I'm at the point where I'm going to have to dispute the charge on my credit card for the phone just so that I have some kind of leverage to get them to do something, because you can't get anybody on the phone at Google to actually do anything. They have to call
I agree with
someone,
that.
and then they have to, well, they're going to email you, and then you get an email, and then you never get a response again.
That would make me not want to buy a phone from them.
Well, don't use the trade-in. I mean, absolutely. You got lucky, Donnie, honestly, because there's threads on Reddit. There's one on Google's product forums where people just got completely hosed. They sent in, fully functional Pixel XLs, and they got $40 for it, and they can't tell them why.
Wow.
oh man.
I would be livid if that happened to me.
Yeah, well,
Unless these
not
people are
bad.
lying, unless they had phones that weren't as nice and they're just trying to say that just to be trolls on the internet.
No, I mean, there's 3 criteria, right? Turns on,
Right?
screen not cracked,
And
factory
cleared.
reset.
Right.
That's the only 3 criteria.
Wow.
And
Mine
they
was
sent it to you in a
perfect.
pouch.
It had been in a case the whole time. It had a tempered glass screen protector on it the whole time. I mean, it looked like they had just sent me a brand new phone. So,
Mine wasn't that. I mean, my screen was flawless, but I did have a little bit of spots around mine where you could see where some dust got in my case or whatever, and it was just a little bit shiny, but nothing crazy.
yeah. So their hardware program, the trade-in thing, if you're listening and you haven't done that yet,
Don't do it.
absolutely 100% go to Swappa, go to eBay, go to Craigslist.
Or do like I do,
Swap 'em.
just keep it.
Swap
Yeah,
it.
find somebody at the Dairy Mart. Do not send it into Google. It is the worst, hands down, the worst customer service I've ever had.
And you
You
may
heard it.
lose the phone and only get partial credit.
And then not only to add this, they send the send back and I wonder if this has anything to do with it. They sent you a little bitty small manila envelope with bubble wrap and said, "Put your phone in here and stick this in the mail." There is no freaking way I'm sticking that phone in a small envelope, bubble wrapped envelope. It wasn't manila. I'm sorry, it's white.
Yeah,
I
there is.
put it. I put it in there and then put that in a box and then shipped it because if
That's
the
what I
screen
did.
got broken, then it would be on me.
Yeah.
I said, "There's no way."
That's what I did, and that's why I was thinking that I got delayed. But if you did that too,
I did it.
and you sent yours in after me,
Yeah, I can actually look it up and tell you when, because I just got the email today about.
I hate them.
At first, I was wondering, Bill, because you ordered the other phone. I wonder if they were getting the account things mixed up. But
No, because the trade-ins have different IDs.
yeah,
So I made sure that was correct, and it shows on my store account that they have the phone and they're assessing it, but they've been assessing it for like 3 weeks.
Jesus.
Maybe they're mad at you for returning in those two phones.
Well, I'm mad at them for making me wait a whole month to get the damn phone.
Yeah, that's a joke. I got a $25 credit.
They
Let me
won't
know.
give me anything.
Bill, let me know if you keep having problems. I have a friend that two friends from law school that live over in Versailles. They can probably write you a nice letter to Google for you.
I may be able to.
I don't have dates on mine. It says overview. It says trade-in kit shipped, track your old phone, phone assessed, and then it says credit refunded 410 on November 30th, 2017.
Yep.
I don't have dates on the store. I don't know why I don't have dates on it. Did you just remember your dates?
No, they're listed on the store account.
Yeah, mine are gone now. I guess since it's over with. Weird.
Yeah, well, I wish it was over with. I keep looking at this, and it's just like, it's. And now they're selling the Pixel 2 with a free Home Mini and $100 credit.
That's bogus BS right there.
They wouldn't do that for me either.
That's a joke. That makes me mad. I did get $25 because I complained twice about not having my phone or them not telling me when it was going to ship. Said it was going to deliver on the 30th. The phone hadn't even shipped. I finally got it 1 week later from the date that it was supposed to be delivered. I was a little bit frustrated with that too.
They haven't. Yeah, they haven't done that. So
They haven't done what?
Hosing me.
Oh. But they were like, here's a $25 play credit. I was like, great. Now I've got more money that I can add on here along with my questions that I answer all the time, my survey questions. Now I've got like $40 in here that I don't know how to spend in the Google Play Store. Tell me why I cannot spend money in the Google Play Store, but if you put me on an iPhone, I can spend money galore in the App Store. I do not understand that.
Do you not rent movies or anything?
I do, and I don't rent them a lot. I rented one last weekend. I'm just not a movie renter. We watch more shows than we watch movies. But when it comes to like buying apps, when I go to the Play Store, there's like no apps I want to buy. And then I refund them. I'll try them out, and then I refund them in like 5 minutes. I love that feature. That's the greatest feature ever. I'm like, let's go. Power use this thing. Oh, it sucks. Refund. Apple should never do that. I'm just going to go and tell them they should never do that because that would be a bad idea.
They'd find a way to reduce the percentage.
Go ahead, Patrick.
I was going to say, I'm sure they'll find a way to try to claim a percentage so it wouldn't be a full refund.
Right, yeah.
Eventually, yeah. Do you still think that the apps on the the App Store are, I don't want to say better, but
I won't say that they're better. I say they're different. And I say it's
and then like as far as Apple
app.
Watch and stuff. I saw one of your tweets today about one of the apps was it the MyQ app, the Chamberlain app?
Yeah, it's not on Android. What the?
Yeah.
I mean, why is this app not here? I'm opening and closing my garage door with my Apple Watch, and I'm like, you know what? I need that on my Android Wear watch, and I can't find it. It does not exist. But also, I mean, Android Wear sucks. I'm sorry. whoever likes it here, that's great. It sucks compared to the Apple Watch. It's
It's
not
why I
good.
don't have a watch right now.
It seriously tells time and shows you when a text comes through. Other than that, it's useless for me. I do not like Android Wear. Or let me say this: I do not like Android Wear on the Huawei Watch 2. There might be another watch that's better than the watch I have, but I mean, the watch is up to date. It's not like it's an old watch or anything. I have to restart it every day. It's laggy all the time. It's not intuitive to use. It's better than it has been, but when you use an Apple Watch and then you go back to the Google Watch, you realize how bad it's really bad. It's just not good.
And you would think something like that, an app would be supported on it, but I guess maybe
it has a lot of apps on there, but you would think that a garage door opener app. I mean, they have the Nest app, and I don't think that does Apple Watch have Nest app now? I don't think they do. They didn't last time I checked. It's been a while though. So you can go on there and change your thermostat from your watch, but you can't do that with your Apple Watch. Like what? I need to check that and make sure I'm not wrong about that. In the past, I'll say this: in the past, you haven't been able to do that. They might have created a Nest app since then. But I don't know. My rant's over about Android Wear. And they're continuously updating it, so it's gonna get better. It's just not. It's just a long ways from good.
Well,
not much was even said about it at the last event. I mean,
that's the problem.
Where are they going? Where are they going with this?
That's Google's problem. Is they come up with something, they put some time into it. They almost like the dog from Up, Squirrel. They go and move to another project, and it languishes and either gets killed or just doesn't get the support it really needed. I mean, look how long it took us to get Wear 2. I mean,
right.
And
then they didn't say much about it.
No,
never really announced anything. I thought there was supposed to be some Google Watches, and
they did such a terrible
Pixel
job
Watch
with it too that Samsung basically said, "Screw you, we're going to do Tizen," and they pissed off Huawei. So Huawei is like, "Hey, we might do Tizen too."
Okay, I will correct it. There is a Nest app now on the Apple Watch.
There's a what?
There's a Nest app on the Apple Watch now. Yeah, that's the difference. That's
Apple Watch app for the
MyQ. Oh no, I just used it 2 days ago. It's on there. I opened, shut, closed my door. I've done it when I had the iPhone 7 Plus. But yeah, you've got what you were saying, Patrick. You've got Google that builds something and lets it go, and then you have Apple that builds something and then they change things just for the hell of it.
Yep.
I mean, they have no. It's like no good reason, and they change things, and then it makes less sense after they change it.
I mean, the one thing I will give Apple, we kind of make fun of the fact that they move at a glacial pace on improving stuff, but once they go forward with it, except for like I guess the home button, they finally they at least there's some kind of focus to what they're trying to do. I mean, over time that may shift, but with Google within the same year, they announce something at I/O and then don't ever do anything with it. So I mean, look at Google Glass.
Yeah, well, I kind of knew that was going to be a fail before it even started. I don't think we're ready for that yet.
But I mean, it's not like it wasn't ready. They just didn't do anything with it.
Yeah.
I mean, they come up with these projects, pie in the sky. Whoever's in charge at the moment, they let that group kind of have some, like, translate right now. Who's to know? By I/O, they may just completely move on to something else. And it'll never get the support it needs to develop. Which originally was their argument for making the idea of Alphabet, so that these different groups would still be able to have full development and know one side over another. And they need some focus. And that's what I kind of worry with the hardware.
I think they're trying to get focus.
But I think the problem is, like, even with the hardware stuff, are you going to make tablets or you're not going to make tablets? Be a little transparent on it.
Yeah, it's like you got customers here that are wanting to know, can I buy a tablet? Should I go out and find another brand, or should I wait on your new version of a tablet? Which, on the other spectrum, Samsung or Apple, they're coming out with a new tablet every single year. You know what to expect. It's kind of frustrating when you don't know what they're going to do.
And what's sad is with Samsung, you're going to need to buy that new tablet every year because you're not going to get any updates.
Yeah, that's a whole other ball game there.
So I mean, that's why I have an iPad Pro, because Apple is one of the only ones that has a legit active stylus. I mean, the S Pen stuff's okay, but I'm not going to buy a tablet that I'm going to have to buy a new one every year just to get an update. So
answer this. Can you pop open notes on your iPad Pro and then just take the pencil and just start writing in a note?
Oh, let me check.
That's one thing, because I'm using the S3 and I'm using the note apps at work with the S Pen, and I don't like this tablet. It's bad. I'm not going to keep it. But I really want a pencil or a pen support for jotting things at work.
Well, because see, I will say
I think
this.
you can. I think you can, Donnie.
Can you?
Yeah, so I've heard
Now,
that.
I know you can do it in the Notes app on an iPhone or an iPad, but I would like to be able to take a quick note, like be able to just get into it right there. Just pop open an app and write, and then it's done.
Well,
Yeah, I believe you can.
For me, the app I use most is Notability, which I can open it. It opens to the last note I have. I can instantly open a new one, create them, and I love it because the pencil, when I'm writing, it literally, I can tap the screen all I want. It ain't gonna do anything as long as I'm using the pen.
Yeah, the S3 pen is great. You don't have that issue either.
Notes, I will say this. I just opened the Note app, created a new note, and as soon as you start writing, it instantly deactivates except for scrolling with your finger. So they've updated it.
Cool. I'm going to be in the market for a new iPad soon. I was looking at one on Black Friday, but I couldn't get one.
I mean, to me, if they would come up with a Chromebook that ran the Android apps and had the ability to use it in laptop mode, or actually a true disconnect the monitor to a tablet that had a true stylus that works like the Apple Pencil, I'd ditch the iPad in a heartbeat just to get rid of iOS.
Now we're just talking about a dream world.
But I mean, that's the kind of thing, if Google really wants to see where they're going with stuff, that's how you don't make tablets. You don't just make Chromebooks. You make the one thing that everybody wants, and you sell it with minimal effort. Because with Asus, they had a great relationship. To me, the Nexus 7 was still one of my favorite tablets of all time. Asus had the Transformer line. Would be perfect for a Chromebook that transformed into a tablet.
I have breaking news. Does anybody want to hear my breaking news?
What you got?
Yeah.
I just got an email from the Google store.
There you go.
It says, "Hi, Bill. We're sorry, but due to the popularity of the program, it'll take a little longer than we anticipated to inspect the device you submitted to trade in. We've received it and we'll examine it within the next 10 to 15 days.
I'm sorry.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you finally got an email about something, Bill. That really clears it up for you.
They said 3 days. They said 3 days. 10 to 15 days means they're going to have it a month.
Now you don't have to worry anymore. You know that it's in safe hands.
Wow.
Are they at least giving you something for your troubles?
No.
Jeez.
They should give you something.
At least give you another home mini.
Yeah, I mean, they should give you.
Oh my God,
play credit or something like that.
I'm like one more delay away from just losing it on Google.
The bad thing is
iOS
you can't
so much.
do anything about it. That's the worst thing. It's not like you can cancel your order. They've got your phone. They've got you by the balls.
Tweet them. Yeah. Tweet made by Google, the new Google Store tweet. Sometimes they've been DMing people, and I'm sure they've been offering people stuff.
I would try.
I have tweeted at them, and I get the same canned response. Sorry, but due to the popularity, well, why did my friend who sent his in after me already get his done?
Because he sent it in the envelope.
No, I did not send it in the envelope. I sent it in a box.
In an envelope, in a box.
Yeah, I put it in the envelope in an Amazon box.
Bill, did you send it in an envelope?
It was in a box in an envelope.
Right.
And the one they sent you, though?
Yes.
Okay, well, then you did the same as me then. You should be good. They hate you, Bill.
That's a major fail.
That's when you have the Lacan response from Portal. I don't hate you.
That's a big league fail.
So, Brian, what phone are you getting next?
Oh, man.
I think next year at this time, you're still going to be on the 6S.
No. No, that would be too much like Patrick. being on like the
iPhone
Thunderbolt for
8
like
now?
10 years.
I don't know what she's talking about. I bought a new phone twice. Last year I had 3 phones.
Yeah, but you used to be the Thunderbolt boy, and you were like on that for like 7 years or something.
But that was because I was locked in
No.
grandfathered Verizon and had to pay full price for a new phone.
Data was way more important than that new phone.
Now I got unlimited, can get a new phone. In fact, I could get a new phone in Verizon right now because I bought mine through the Google Play Store. So I have actually a free upgrade.
Yeah, there's nothing you want though.
No. Actually, I seriously thought about it around when they had the deals on the new Note. I was like, but nah, I'm not going to play with it enough.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to get, Donnie. Be honest with you. Maybe I didn't wait enough on that X, and maybe I should have tried it a little longer. But
I think that you should. I
don't
know
know.
you took it back, which is too late. But it took me.
Well, I was running out of time, but I guess I could have sold it outright anyway if I didn't want to keep it. But,
yeah, it's. I think sometimes me
nice
going
hardware
from
though, really nice.
it is. I
The
think
screen's nice.
I think switching from from Android 2 back to iPhone after 6 months was probably a little more difficult than somebody that is already on the iPhone, which is like riding a bike. You get used to it, but I think it takes a little bit of time to get used to the phone and really. But it does have some quirky things.
Brian, just get you an 8 Plus.
Yeah, just get an 8 Plus and be done with it.
And that's what my wife thinks. I think she wants the 8 Plus. So I haven't even. She's on the 6S too. I haven't even upgraded her, but she doesn't really care.
Get her the 8 Plus, play with it yourself, see if you like it, and there you go.
Yeah, we know he likes it. It's the same phone he's got.
Yeah.
We know it's probably closer to the 7S.
No,
I mean, it's really not. I mean, it's going to have a little.
it's actually nice. It's actually a lot nicer, I think, with the glass and stuff.
Yeah,
I've seen it. It's pretty nice looking.
Yeah,
phone.
that iPhone
form factor and everything, same. But there's just different weight to it and stuff. It's a different feeling phone,
Yeah.
But I don't know. Definitely got to get something here.
The waterproofing would be a nice upgrade.
It just scares me going to the Pixel because I don't know. I mean, I'm not real happy with the way Google does things sometimes. But I use a lot of Google services. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking that. But
I will say though, Bill and I have complained about this in the past. Google has a bad habit of updating their Google services stuff on iOS sometimes before they even bring it to Android.
Yes, that is.
Yeah, they're terrible about that.
Favoritism. They don't give a about the actual Google.
They just want They just want to sell you ads.
Yeah, they just
want your
data
to sell you ads.
They want all your that's it. I really think that's really what they're.
If they could have got what they wanted from
hardware
Apple,
game,
we wouldn't have Android. If they could have got what they wanted from Apple, they would have had all their services on iPhone, getting all your data, and you'd have never had Android. Android was a way for them to get the data without all the hoops of the Apple.
Yeah, but now they're. I mean, I just opened up my apps updates on iOS, and I mean, tons of Google apps. They're all optimizing them for the iPhone 10,
which is a painful thing if it's not. Painful.
Yep. Because you get the
bad.
Yeah, that was another thing I didn't like about it. It was like they were horrible. You'd open an app up and it looked like you had a larger bezel than so it looked like I had a dumbed down version of.
It's really bad. Can I rant about the iPhone, about iOS? This is my biggest rant, and I've probably ranted it on about it on here, but I can't stand the way apps are organized on the iPhone. Why do we have wiggling apps that snap into place? I just can't. My mind can't grasp why they can't let me take the app and put it anywhere I want on the screen. I don't get it. It seems so easy. Android, all the apps are on the bottom 3 rows. Hey, that's where my thumb goes. I can reach them just fine. And then it's not frustrating to move the apps around. On an iPhone, if you want to put 4 apps in a row and you have a screen full of apps, it makes me want to throw the phone against the wall. Have you dealt with this, Brian? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah. No, I've for a long time.
Is that a legitimate complaint? I mean, or is that just
did you see the tweet I did? I think it was yesterday about that. That the the app should be, you always have to reach, like if you only have a few, like you have a page and you have like 4 apps on it, say, You should have to be able to move them down to the bottom, so it's
Right.
reachable. And
That's
I tweeted
simple.
that out yesterday because I thought that's a great true thing. Why don't they do that? But no,
I think the aesthetic about the apps being on the top of the page is something that they're OCD about.
Yeah.
I fight it. If it don't all fit on one page, it don't go on my iPad. I have like rows of crap in folders, but it ain't going past the page because I ain't scrolling.
Yeah, that's how I do. I do the first page is just straight apps, and then the next page that's where the folders start. But it just seems so simple, and it's not. I don't know why they make it so hard. There's something hanging a hang up to them that is.
I wish they'd give us an app drawer, and then
Yeah.
they could do a lot of stuff with the open real estate at that point.
It's so easy, and they don't have to do it exactly like Google. Do it where everybody says it's exactly like Google, but change it up enough to where it's different. And don't give us a freaking side drawer of widgets. That's lame.
You could do almost like
even-
Windows Phone did or something, and just swipe from the left, a gesture to the left or the right, and then all your apps are in like an app drawer that way.
Or hell, you could even make an icon that you could put on your screen. You tap it and it opens it.
Exactly.
Anywhere on the
No
screen
way.
you
That's
want.
way too sensible.
I mean, you want it on the top, you want it on the bottom. It doesn't matter. You can do it. Or how about doing like the bar, like the start bar for Windows? I forget what the hell Matt calls theirs. The dock. Make it so you can move it wherever you want. Whatever you like, you can do it.
It's not that hard.
Yeah, I don't know why they.
I don't understand
Some
it.
of those things that frustrate me.
Those are the small things that frustrate me about the operating system, and the notifications that pile up on top of each
those
other,
are
on top of
garbage.
each other, on top of each other,
Garbage.
on top of each other. It's like, what in the world? I just have to force touch, push clear all just to get rid of the garbage, and then go through them. I can't handle it.
My biggest
notification center is the worst
Pile of
crap
turd.
ever. Yeah,
I actually have gotten to the point I wait to the next day just so I can hit clear all because it won't give me the damn clear all for the same day.
What? You can't. Oh, it's an iPad. You can't force touch. I think you can't hold down and it'll give you the option even though it doesn't have the.
Oh, that's right.
force
You can't
touch?
force touch on that.
It doesn't have the little X to clear all for the current days.
Oh man, I remember that. That was painful.
Oh, it's so freaking
You would have
annoying.
so
Especially
many
when
to clear out, and they wouldn't clear in sync either. So I'd have to pick up my iPad and do them the same. It was a disaster.
That's
Well,
almost-
iOS 12, they're going to revolutionize notifications.
Oh, better than ever.
It's going to be better than anything else, and they're going to have a notification, and under that, you can click a little arrow, and then it'll pull down all the notifications from that app or whatever the service is. Think about that, guys.
Of course, to be fair, Google has the stupidity of, oh, you put your phone on Do Not Disturb? Well, let's ding it for every damn time you got a notification that you had it on Do Not Disturb. Ding, 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 ding. Sounds like a slot machine going on.
Since we're ranting on iOS, this whole swipe to the you swipe to the right and then you got this crappy widget page.
They're horrible.
Which is garbage. That's like that's a perfect place to put like an app drawer. Just pull it over. Then you can put widgets anywhere you want on your
How about we call it
pages.
Launchpad? Hey,
whatever.
I mean,
this
they already
is
have
like
it
the
for
worst
OS.
design of.
You know what it's
I don't
like?
know.
It's like, let's put widgets here on this page because we know that people can't handle them on the home screen. So let's just bunch them all up in a group and just where you have to scroll through pages and pages of widgets.
Yeah, it's.
They're scared. That's what it is. They're scared to piss off other
Google,
people that have used
Android.
their services. Well, now they've gotten rid of the home button, and I feel like now they're at a point where they're already saying, giving you the middle finger on the home button. So let's go ahead and just change it up. Mix it up. Don't be scared anymore. Make it like it should be. Sorry, I'm done ranting on
painful.
Apple.
No, it's painful.
We hate technology pretty much. Whether it's Google or Samsung. This Samsung tablet's so laggy it pisses me off.
I think our
Like, I
biggest
can't
thing, though,
use this.
Donnie, is we hate our technology telling us what we need to do.
Right. I just want it to work. I don't care who makes it. If it works good and it has the services I want, that's all I ask for. That's all I want. That's the reason I switched to Apple back in the day from using I was a Microsoft fanboy. I started using Mac products and then the iPhone, and it just worked. It made my life easier. I was happy, so I switched everything I did to that because I don't want to be tech support, even though I can't get away from it. It's impossible.
Yeah, I have that at work now too. I'm like, call our IT people, but you actually know the answers.
Exactly. So what do you think about the iPhone, Bill? No, I'm just playing.
At this point, I'm thinking I might just buy one. Google.
No, do it. Hey, you want to buy mine? I'll ship it to you.
No, I've used an
It's
iPhone.
way too much money.
Yeah, it is way too much money. It's paid for.
Rip
So.
off. Yeah.
You don't have to wait for one. If you want one, you get it off Swappo.
No thanks.
Yeah, I know. You'd have to be really mad at Google for that to happen.
Well, I mean, I guess you've really learned your, lesson on this. That next time you're just gonna have to just swap the phone, and
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, why go that
Swappo's
route?
great. I love Swappo. I can't praise
Swappo's
Swappo enough.
But see,
Yeah.
he won't have this problem next time because it'll be about time for his wife to have a new phone, so she'll get this one.
Maybe. We'll
What's
see.
she on?
She's on a Pixel XL.
Oh, I thought you did the hand-me-down. She should be on a Nexus or a 6P, right?
She was, but
She
then
was.
that was
They're-
faulty, and so Google was going to swap it out, and it took them a month to swap it out.
So you bought her one.
No, they swapped it out, but
They didn't have 6Ps anymore. He caught that sweet spot where they were giving away the XLs.
So they gave you a Pixel XL in place of a Nexus 6?
yeah, 60.
Okay.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
That's a good. Yeah, you had to wait a month.
Yep.
That is really awesome. What do you guys think about the photo storage? Have y'all talked about that on this show before? I know it's getting late, but about them saying that the photo storage is only good for 2 years or till 2020 on the Pixel 2?
Yes. I mean, at some point, at that point, the storage will probably be way cheaper at that point. And you're still going to get the high quality for free.
You think they're going to change it to where every phone they extend out the time? So say the Pixel 3 comes out and then they're like, okay, free photo storage until 2021 or 2022.
Well, the reason I kept my Pixel, they've already said because they originally told the Pixel people it would be for life, it's going to stay for life.
Right. I knew that was going to happen. I just couldn't remember. I wanted y'all's opinion on, do you think they're going to continue to do that, or are they heading towards, it's this plan is $399 or $599 or whatever?
I think they'll do it until it becomes where, hey, look, it's so cheap to just get like a terabyte of storage that, I mean, terabyte still, it's relatively cheap, but when it gets to the point where it's like what you pay for like 100 gigs right now, then I think at that point, why? If you can easily buy terabytes of storage for dirt cheap, do you really care at that point?
Yeah, I guess good point. I mean, I'm having to pay Apple for stupid iCloud stuff for my wife. I mean, I have to pay $10 a month for, I think she has a terabyte or something because she can't stop taking pictures.
I've tried to set. Maybe I just need to talk to someone who actually uses iOS enough. I've actually tried to set up my sister with cloud storage and my mom, because my sister is one of the ones, she'll take a 128 gig phone and find a way to not have any storage.
That's my wife.
And so I'm sitting there going, doesn't iOS and Apple with iCloud do like you can do with Google Photos, where you can just easily set up and then delete your stuff and it's there? No. I'm like, Jesus. That's why I gave her my Mac Mini, so at least she could plug it in and have iPhoto just rip all the stuff off of the phone.
Yeah, and then the Mac Mini's full, and then you're having to buy an external, and then get your photo library over to an external hard drive, which I have to do. I have to plug my wife's phone up, and her whole entire Photos app, the library lives on an external, so I have to plug it up once a month and let that automatically back up to an external from the Photos app. If not, then she would start losing pictures.
The good thing for her, the Mini I have, it was the 2000, was it 10 or 11? It is the one that had the discrete, it had its own video card. What I did, I put a 120 gig SSD to run on and took the 750 gig hard drive, and that's still in it, and it operates as the home folder. So she's got plenty of storage plus a 2 terabyte external drive that's a USB single plug drive that it runs off of the bus. So,
do y'all back up twice or 3 times?
What do you mean?
Does
Back up
everyone
what?
like? Do you back up your pictures? Do you use a cloud backup and then just a local backup, or do you do like 2 local backups in a cloud?
Mine are just in iCloud, you know.
So you don't do a local?
I don't really have any photos that I have. Like the photos I really care about, I usually have on an external drive, on my laptop, on my desktop, and then I usually have like a CD or something burnt somewhere that if I really had to get to those photos. But most of my photos, I could care less if I lost them. I'd start over again with them. But I don't have kids, so
yeah, makes a big difference.
I mean, I mean, the ones I would want to keep are like my nieces and nephew and family members who aren't here anymore. But I think I spent more time backing up like my college years worth of like 100 gigs worth of MP3s.
Hey, I got some breaking news that just came out here for Bill.
Yep.
The iPhone X ships times are now 1 week.
There you go, right there, pre-order.
So, see, yeah.
Oh, it's not pre-order anymore.
He's going to pre-order the one that comes out February 30th.
Bill couldn't use an iPhone even if he wanted to use an iPhone.
I would love to see him use it. That would be like,
I'd like to see a video on Bill
man.
using an iPhone for a week. It would probably be classic.
I used an iPhone.
doesn't your daughter have one?
No, Bill. You have to use one now.
No,
Not from back in the day.
I know I don't like it, so why would
I know,
even
but because it would be hilarious.
I think you could make enough money off of just the likes and the views to pay for the phone.
It'd be great.
No.
I'd so
Doesn't your
watch
daughter have one? Your oldest daughter has an iPhone. Is she on an iPhone?
Yeah, and every time she asks me for tech support, I tell her to Google it.
Go to the Apple store.
Decisions have
Call one of
consequences.
your little friends that uses one because I have no idea how to use that stupid thing.
That's why I want you to do it, because of that attitude right
man.
there.
There's
It'd
nothing
be
wrong with
hilarious.
the iPhone. It's just not for me. It's one of those things where I just know, like I just don't like it. I don't like the way things work, and that's fine. But don't even try and get me to use one for even a day. I don't want to.
Don't you ever think that? I mean, phone is a phone. I mean, they're apps. When it boils down to it, it's what our phones do. I mean, they check email, you text, you call, you video chat, whatever, and you hit some apps.
They're really
Why does it have to
boring.
be so difficult beyond that anymore?
Well, I
Whether
mean,
you're
like the
an
music
Android phone or you're not. I
notifications,
mean,
that would drive me insane.
What's
Just
that?
having the notifications that aren't bundled,
Right,
and you
right,
have no control over what shows up and how to get rid of stuff.
yeah.
There's no
forced to
is there
use
a clear
Safari.
all button now?
Or having your apps just everywhere, pages and pages of just
Yeah,
apps.
the lack of an app drawer is terrible.
Right. So
So I'm not crazy, is what I'm hearing, or maybe Bill and I are just both crazy.
Yeah, we're two peas in a pod.
no, I totally get that. I mean, I do, and I love that's what I do love about Android myself. But the thing that kept me on iOS again for many years is that it just works good with my Mac, and I had, of course, at the time I had an iPad. Everything synced.
Oh, that is the
There
most
was a lot of
beautiful
there were a lot of nice things that iOS did bring to the table. If you want uniformity or whatever, I don't know if that's the right word, but I could pick up an iPad. I could with handoff. There's a lot of good features in it. You might not like the way things are laid. There's no app drawer or any of that, but the big scheme of things, it works well with your Mac.
Well, the best thing I will give Apple full props for, and that Google needs to get off their ass on for Allo.
Yeah.
You need to be able to pick up your other device
Yes.
desktop, and be able to seamlessly answer a message from all of those.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Please.
Google hasn't gotten that right yet. You know,
I mean, you can do it with Hangouts, but it's Hangouts.
right?
I hate going to a tablet or an iPad and not being able to answer a text message on it. I do not like that. That's the greatest thing about staying in sync. And I feel like if I'm gonna suffer and use an Android tablet, that's a Samsung tablet, that I should at least be able to get my Allo chats on there. I'm okay with not Android messages and just Allo chats. I could suffice. That would suffice. And we still can't have that. But I can do it on the desktop now. The desktop's kind of nice. But no, we can't do it on a tablet. That goes back to Google doesn't care about tablets apparently. The Rantcast.
Yeah, I guess.
It
Yeah.
grinds our gears.
No, I guess that, everybody has their what works for them, but I kind of think I'm not crazy about it. You'll hear me first complain about it. I mean, I've been told that I complain too much about it, but I still use it just because of like I said, my Mac, things like that. It's just has been a good experience that way.
Yeah,
design wise, they suck. It sucks.
Yeah. I mean, I will say this: desktop or laptop computer wise, give me my Mac. I don't care. I was joking before the show. My laptop, I hadn't used it because I've been so busy for like the past month. It's been on shut in my backpack, pulled out my backpack, and it was still at 83% battery. And I think it was maybe at 88 when I closed it last. So it's been a month in standby mode, and it still had battery. I have Windows laptops that even turned off would be dead by now. And so
that's true.
To me, the one thing like my sister has fought against, because for her it's kind of amazing as a parent, because she does a lot of the craft stuff for her kids. Like when they tell you the night before they need something, so she uses Paint a lot in Windows. It's kind of weird that there's no easy equivalent in Mac. That's one thing I'm surprised with all the creative crap they've got. There's no easy equivalent. And even with Chrome OS, I tried to let her use a Chromebook Plus for a while to see if it would be a substitute for her as a more portable laptop. But all of the apps, they do some parts of Paint, but it's amazing how an app that Windows has tried to kill can do so much with not only copy and paste, but doing layers and all that stuff in a free app, that there is no easy equivalent in either Mac, Android, or Chrome OS.
Yep. All right. Well, now that I've gotten all my frustrations out.
Well, no, you're still frustrated because you still have a phone that hasn't been credited.
No, I've completely forgotten about that. Shut up, Patrick.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Well,
I
we'll
hope you get your
do this
money
again, because this was fun. And, yeah, maybe Clay won't hassle us for a couple of weeks.
No, he'll be hassling you and I, Bill, because he'll say, "Where's the AXP?"
Yeah. Oh yeah.
How often do y'all do that show?
In theory, once a month. We missed, I think, a month now.
Who's the whole cast now? I'm sorry, I haven't listened.
We're monthly-ish.
We're monthly. We usually maybe miss a week between getting it within a month, but we're usually monthly. It's just Bill and I right now.
Yeah.
So Todd bailed on y'all?
Life got busy for him.
Yeah, I hear you.
He's busy.
As I am.
Checking
And
which
you
cell
are.
tower he's connected to.
Oh, Bill, why don't you tell people, because I'm sure some people that listen to us have like the Google Wi-Fi, that bracket, the one you sent me the link for, that was actually a really, really, really handy bracket.
Oh yeah. So on Amazon, and I just hit me up on Twitter if you want to know the actual bracket. But there's a bracket that you can wall mount a Google Wi-Fi, and so I bought one for my garage and I screwed it into the stud, and it basically kind of clamshells the Wi-Fi. So it's got a base and then a ring that goes around the Wi-Fi piece, and it's wedge shaped, so it holds it in place. So you can mount it up out of the way and tuck the wires in the wall or whatever. It works really well. It was like $12-13.
Yeah, and it's actually cheaper if you buy like the multi-pack, kind of like the Google Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
But I mean, I saw when you had hung yours, and so I was talking to my brother-in-law. He's like, I've got it just up on my gun rack. I need a place to mount it.
Yeah.
So I called up Bill and said, "Hey, Bill, can you send me a link?" It works perfect.
Yeah, it's really, really nice.
Very cool.
Plus, and I mean, by mounting it that way, you can mount it higher than you normally could in most rooms, which means you're going to get better coverage too.
Yep.
Or you might have interference from other devices you may have around, or you know.
Or like for Bill, like in his garage, it mounts it out of the way, so it makes sense to mount it that way.
Yeah, I mean, I don't need easy access to it, and I didn't want it on the workbench where it could get damaged. So, definitely was super, super good idea. Whoever came up with it,
Especially considering your walls are tall enough to put it way out of the way.
Yep. All right, Patrick, tell everybody where they can find you when you're not hanging out on a 90-minute simulcast.
Usually you can find me on AXP, but you can also find me out on Twitter, AXP_Patrick, and basically also sometimes on TikTok.
All right, and Brian, where can they find you?
You could find me on Twitter at BWFeldy, FELDY.
And then Donnie, are you still with us, or did you pass out?
Yeah, I'm fighting the muscle relaxer now. It's time. It's time to go nighty night.
Yeah.
You can find me on Twitter at Donnie Benfield, and you can hit my YouTube channel. Please subscribe. Give me a like, thumbs up. Videos on the Pixel, iPhone videos coming up, essential phone video, and many more to come. I'm trying to put more videos out if I can.
Awesome. And I'm at Bill Stebbins on Twitter, and I'll be on the AXP podcast at some point in the next month-ish.
Yes.
All right. Thanks for listening. Come back later. We'll do another one of these. See ya.